you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
In this bulletin, former government MP voted against his party before his resignation. Election observers release final report on 2014 general elections. An Australian company targets 4 Fijians in seasonal worker scheme. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. It has been established that Dr. Neil Sharma, who resigned as an MP last Friday, voted against the government in the last sitting of Parliament. FBC News has accessed the electronic voting sheet and it showed Sharma voted against the government and in favour of a motion to review the current procurement and supply process in light of the special needs of some patients. This same day, he abstained from voting on a motion concerning a review of compensation for peacekeepers. When contacted by FBC News today, Sharma said he wishes to remain out of the public eye and avoid the media, so the exact cause of his resignation remains unknown. Party General Secretary Ayaz Said Qayyum did not divulge much when the question was put to him, only saying that Sharma had resigned. It's understood Sharma has returned to private medical practice, as he last week had advertised his clinic operational in Suva. The Multinational Observer Group has today released its final report on the 2014 national elections. Not deviating from its initial findings, the MOG found that the Fiji Elections Office and election workers were competent, professional and committed in performing their duties, even under most challenging circumstances. Ellen Stolz has the details.
The Australian-led MOG, made up of 92 observers from 13 countries, gave its stamp of approval to the electoral process in Fiji. The team says while the MOG notes areas for improvement of Fiji's electoral process, it deems this a credible election. The MOG believes the election broadly represented the will of the Fijian voters. The report says MOG congratulated the people of Fiji on taking this important step in their return to democracy. It says despite compressed timeframes, a complex voting system and some restrictions in the electoral environment, the conditions were in place for Fijians to exercise their right to vote freely. It adds there were strong interests in contesting the election, with 248 candidates from 7 different political parties and 2 independent candidates. In general, political parties were able to mobilize and candidates were free to campaign. The campaign period was also peaceful. The MOG observed that civil society participation in the electoral process was unduly restricted because of prohibitions contained in Section 115 of the Electoral Decree 2014. However, the media, it found, made good efforts to cover the election. The report says political parties were, to various degrees, able to communicate their messages to the public. However, the restrictive media framework, including potentially harsh maximum penalties, limited the media's ability to rigorously examine the claims of candidates and parties. On the role of the police, MOG says they played an important role in the elections, building confidence and assisting in the neutral manner when needed. The report is 53 pages long. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
New Zealand has joined Papua New Guinea, hoping Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama will attend the Pacific Islands Forum meeting. However, New Zealand Prime Minister John Key says the decision rests entirely with Bainimarama. However, in the past, Bainimarama has called for the removal of Australia and New Zealand from the forum, saying only then he will attend the leaders' meeting. Key says there is no forum without Australia and New Zealand, as they are the biggest funders of the Pacific Island countries.
He doesn't want to come. He hasn't been there for the last 5 or 6 years and hasn't made a blind bit of difference. We'd prefer that he's there because, you know, Fiji's a country we care a lot about and we care enormously about the Fijians.
The Pacific Islands Forum meeting will be held in Papua New Guinea in September. This afternoon, Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama said he would see the questions sent to him by FBC News. An Australian employer has been given the green light by his government to recruit Fijians to work on his farms through the recognised seasonal employer policy. Plant Grow Pick Limited is the first Australian company to approach Fiji under the scheme between Fiji and Australia, formalised earlier this month. Savara Tambua has more.
The Queensland-based company wants to employ 4 Fijians on its farms, and the owner is expected in the country early next month. Minister for Employment, Georgie Conrote, says they will receive short-term employment in Australia.
The conditions and the details within the MOU talks about, a duration of a probation period of about 6 months, and it covers the fact that when we select people into our ready employment pool, the owners or the decision to finally select people to go down will rest with the employers. They will come and they can take their pick.
Conrote says former Fijians in Australia are also interested in employing people from Fiji through the scheme.
The agreement is signed on a bilateral government-to-government basis, so we intend to keep it that way. For obvious reasons, we wouldn't like third parties to come in between for obvious reasons. We don't want our people to be left in the lurch, either in New Zealand or Australia. So it's easier for us from an administration point of view to keep it at a government-to-government level.
The ministry will select names of applicants in the workers' ready pool, but the final selection will be done by the employer. If all goes well, the workers could be leaving in the next few months to take up employment of up to 6 months. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Prime Minister Honourable Vurenge Bainimarama has congratulated Tuvalu's Prime Minister Enele Sopoaga on his re-election. Bainimarama has assured his Tuvaluan counterpart of Fiji's continued staunch friendship. He says this friendship will continue to see Fiji stand with Tuvalu on the challenges it faces, such as the impact of climate change. Bainimarama says Fiji and Tuvalu have had a long friendship as nations over many years, and he looks forward to working with his counterpart in the months and years ahead to strengthen that relationship and bilateral ties. Sopoaga won the elections in Tuvalu last week.
Ya vino pale pronto kwa chuma ni moshi kwa kana bula FM namba 2 na sere ngona ni ndende manda ke central rental sapo ke kana kwa chuma kwa minichi me va na koloko ni sabula
Oya wa tisoni dalai.
ngona ya moshi don
Nama kikirau bena tolu kene bitu. Ena via kabi moliti kene porombuka.
goria na lali ne kabi bula FM namba 2 na sere
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. I hope you're having fun so far. You're listening to The Ride, and I'm Kara, taking you through your afternoon. Stay with me to listen to more awesome classics right here on The Ride. Bulubinaka, for awesome sounds in the afternoon. Wonderful, wonderful classics. Join me on The Ride every weekday right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits from 2 to 7.
Just don't ask me what it was. I think it's 'cause
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The government is looking forward to more assistance from China in the health sector. Fiji's health minister signed an MOU with China's vice minister for health today that will lead to more cooperation between the two countries. The vice minister says the agreement further deepens the cooperation and puts forward a joint development of health enterprises for the two nations. Watisoni Rakandroka reports.
The visiting Chinese delegation in Suva is a further sign of strengthening of relations between Fiji and China. The signing of the MOU by Health Minister Choniu Samate and China's Vice Health Minister San Jingyang could see more opportunities for the health sector.
So now that we have an MOU, which more or less formalizes our relationship, we look forward to more cooperation, so that we can have a lot of more things happening that allow us to impact on the health and the lives of our people here in Fiji.
Usamate says China's assistance in the health sector has grown gradually over the years. Their last major project was the construction of the new $7 million hospital in Nabua. China also sent a hospital ship to Suva to provide free medical treatment. Usamate says needs in other specific areas will be discussed further with their Chinese counterparts. Watisoni Rekanroka, FBC News.
The government has introduced a farming program in rural areas to enable farmers to become millionaires. Commissioner Eastern Lukemorevalu says they have introduced the rural millionaire concept so that land can be fully utilized.
Rural transformation through the agriculture sector using an integrated approach has been introduced to Koro Island in the Lomaiviti group. Commissioner Eastern Lukemorevalu says the rural millionaire concept will enable farmers to work on an integrated farming plan which will assist them in becoming millionaires with a span period of 5 to 10 years.
Now what we have put in place is a business farming plan for an individual, for a youth to follow, so that after the first 4 years he earns about $100,000 a year.
Moroivalu says they are now working on implementing the rural millionaire concept to every farmer in the country.
Yes, we have started. What we put in place an action plan. First, we did consultation to all the villages. We provide them the plans, and we called the chiefs. They agreed. They were very happy.
The rural millionaire concept could enable farmers to become a millionaire, as this will certainly boost our economy as well as raising the standard of living in our rural villages. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The government's rural electrification project is progressing well. Minister for Infrastructure Piuti Kunduandua says villages between Wainimboka to Waimidi and Rakiraki have received electricity. Akasita Tale has more.
Minister for Infrastructure Piuti Kunduandua says resources are meager and the government's rural electrification project will require a holistic approach. He adds there is a need to tap into renewable energy as opposed to a reliance on fossil fuels.
At the moment we have this whole mix of range of electricity power solutions. You know, Fiji, I'm talking people, communities away from the islands from using power, diesel generators. We want to go more into, solar energy. And I think that seems to be, perhaps the attraction at the moment due to the high cost of diesel power.
Tikondondua also says villages after Waimidia, Tuvaileka and Rakiraki can expect the electricity supply from the national grid by the end of next year.
Well, that is heading on pretty well. I think FEA is investing in the transformers that are, just they pass close to Waimidia, Rakiraki. Once that is done, then we're able to, push power down, and I think we're looking at next year.
The government allocated $19.5 million to fund the rural electrification project this year. This is an increase of $9.5 million from last year. Akusita Talei, FBC News.
Schools in the Central, Western and Northern Divisions will participate in a program to encourage recycling, reusing and reducing waste among students. The program is known as the 3R National Framework on the Home Compost Subsidy and Clean School Program. Julie Vatuwaliwali with the story.
With increased urbanization, the pressure on existing infrastructure will lead to illegal waste dumping.
Our urban population has exceeded 50% and is still growing. And the new millennium has brought change at a rate, and in particular in terms of impact on the environment.
The local government minister says government is working towards the development of a strategy that will ensure the sustainability of waste minimization and recycling promotion activities.
Against these backdrops, government is committed to spearhead transformational nationwide environment program that will need to reach down to the grassroots level, where our own communities and people are empowered to take full ownership for effective implementation and sustainability.
The Clean Schools program targets outstanding schools in terms of awareness on reducing, reusing and recycling, the 3R concept. Under the Home Compost Subsidy, the Municipal Council sells compost bins for $30 to encourage home composting. They are a part of a Chika-initiated project called Waste Minimization and Recycling Promotion. Julie Vatuwaliwali, FBC News.
Sports time now. Here's Jamie with the very latest. How's it going, Jamie?
Jackie, I'm good, thank you. How's your weekend?
Wonderful, wonderful. How was yours?
Awesome as always.
Oh, great. What have you got for us?
Well, coming up after the break, the latest from the OFC Champions League and International Netball Tournament to begin this Friday. This and more after the break.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulablaka. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
छू 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 हे हे नमस्ते फीजी आपके हर एक प्रॉब्लम की दवा लेकर मैं आ गई हूँ 9 से 12 बजे तक आपकी सहेली रेनू छू 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 40 में 20 का दिखना है मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक मंडे टू फ्राइडे मिर्ची इट्स हॉट
Samoan club Lupe Ole Soanga is working hard to put in another top-notch performance in the Fiji Airways OFC Champions League football competition tomorrow. Following their 3-3 draw with AS Piraeus on Saturday, they take on co-host Vodafone Bar in a match the visitors know will not be easy. Josephine Navula has the details.
Lupe Ole Soanga wrapped up its training today as they get ready to face top bats Mba tomorrow. Team coach Paul Ualesi says the match against the Mba side will be the toughest to date.
We prepare for that because we know Mba is really a tough team, and because they reached the semi-final last year, we expect that. We expect a tough game, but yeah, we will prepare for that.
Ualesi says they will need to ensure their defense is tight against a fast and experienced Mba attack.
For defense, are not really good about the inside and the back, because some of the weaknesses were going to be on our first game. But yeah, we will just work for that.
For the former Mba midfielder and another Soanga player, Scott Gannon says the match against the co-host will be exciting.
But we will treat it like any other game, regardless of whether I played for Bar or not. You know, it's a new team now. Hopefully the fans will still be nice to me, but you know, we just look forward to building on what we did, and we understand that Bar's a very, very good side with some great players, and hopefully we can compete well and maybe have a shock win. Who knows?
The Lupe Ole Soanga team meets Mba at the Govin Park in Mba at 4:30 p.m. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Suva side will be out to put in a polished performance tomorrow on match day 3 of the OCL. The Whites lost 3-0 in the first match against Auckland City and face a star-studded Amical outfit. Coach Gurjit Singh has had 2 days to rectify weaknesses from the first encounter.
Yeah, that's a good thing that it's a bad thing that we missed some good chances, and we hardly get chances in tough games like this. And when they get a chance, we have to score, but unfortunately we missed it. So we'll be looking forward for the next game, another tough game for us. So we'll do our best in the next game.
Meanwhile, Amical, on the other hand, will be hoping to make it 2 wins from 2 when they take on Suva. The Red Roosters and the Whites will meet in the capital tomorrow in a crucial match for both sides. And even though Amical will be coming off a win over Western United, the side will not be taking the newcomers to the OCL lightly.
In this competition, always we have to play the final. In every match is the final, and it's important score, and it's important get the 3 points.
Meanwhile, the Vanuatu side say they have been flooded by support from donors in Fiji for the tournament. Club President Andrew Leong says companies have poured in the support for the players following the devastation of Tropical Cyclone Pam last month.
Actually, it's an honor to come to Fiji and play this O-League. It's not the first time, this is our 5th O-League, and I would like to thank you all, my sponsors, especially the one in Fiji.
National teams from Papua New Guinea and Singapore will compete against Fiji at the Didsel Punjab's International Netball Series that starts in Suva on Friday. Rohit Deo with the details.
After the tri-series against the Silver Ferns and the Samoa, Kate Carpenter will now have another chance to judge the capability of her players. The national coach believes the matches will set a good platform for her team.
And it's all about match play, so we need to look at girls at this stage of the process, how they play and how they perform. So they've got lots of opportunities, the international series, NSL, and then the final trials that take place on the 9th of May.
Carpenter says this will also be a good opportunity for the players who have impressed in the Super League to prove their worth.
There have been some players that have performed well, so they've been invited to participate in this series, not as Pearl athletes, but just as NSL athletes, to get a taste of the environment and reflect on it and see where they need to go, what direction they need to take.
Sponsors Digicel and Punjas promise to bring more tournaments of this sort in the coming years.
Digicel and our partners Punjas, we sponsor the competitions for Fiji Netball, and the competitions are the Super League series, which is underway, and if you want, you can always ask Kate about how that is helping the national players and the elite players grow, and the international series. So you will have international tournaments every year.
The international series starts this Friday at the Vodafone Arena in Suva. The first match at 5 p.m. Fiji plays PNG 1, while at 7 p.m. PNG 2 takes on Singapore. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Western Heats netball team dreams of placing most of its players in the national squad for the upcoming Netball World Cup in August. The side remains unbeaten at the Didsel Punjab's Netball League tournament, and its team president has higher hopes for his players. Josephine Avula reports.
The team consists of secondary school students from around Lautoka and Nandi that are determined to make it into the national squad. Team president Chochi Langi says the players have good potentials but still have more to learn.
The key thing that we've been really trying to focus on is their discipline, for them to discipline themselves. Because the gift and knowledge of the games, they already have it. It's just that for them to discipline themselves and learn from their mistakes and improve from that, and to be a good and better players in the future.
He says they aim to develop the talents of the players.
If they can improve from their games and also to have that guts to take them through to be part of the Fiji team or to be part of the Pearls, that's the main aim for the team right now.
Western Heats is currently unbeaten at the Digicel Punjab's Netball League, which is held every week at the multi-purpose court in Lautoka. The team has fielded 6 players for the 6 Pearls extended squad to the Netball World Cup that will be held from the 7th to the 16th of August in Australia. Josephine Avula, FBC Sports.
Manchester United ended a dismal derby sequence, beating Manchester City 4-2 in the English Premier League football competition this morning. City, attempting to recover from successive away defeats at Liverpool, Burnley and Crystal Palace, made a blistering start but was not enough to stop United from securing a 6th straight Premier League win. As your sports for this evening, it's back to Jackie now with business.
The South Pacific Stock Exchange Board has appointed Latileta Ndaungoro as its new CEO. Ngoro has extensive experience with the Reserve Bank, where she worked as a senior analyst in the Financial System Development Group, especially in the development of capital markets. SPSE Chairperson Dr. Nurbano Ali says they look forward to working with Ngoro as they are poised for a relatively active year at the exchange. Ngoro succeeds Janita Prasad, who resigned after 9 years at the helm of the stock exchange. Fine sunny weather prevailed over most of the country today. A weak trough of low pressure to the west of Fiji is expected over the group later tonight, perhaps bringing thunderstorms before it clears the group by later tomorrow. Suva and Lambasa recorded the highest temperatures at 33, while Nandi and Savusavu followed with 33 degrees. That low pressure brings the chance of showers and thunderstorms developing from the west later tonight. Tomorrow we can expect brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere fine apart from occasional isolated afternoon or evening showers. Recapping our main stories. Former Fiji First parliamentarian Dr. Neil Sharma, who resigned as an MP last Friday, voted against the government in the last sitting of Parliament. The Multinational Observer Group's final report released today says the election broadly represented the will of the Fijian voters. And Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama says he looks forward to working with Tuvalu's re-elected Prime Minister Enele Sopoaga to strengthen the relationship between the two countries. Now to the results of last week's poll question. We had asked, do you think Fiji can win this year's Rugby World 7 series? An overwhelming 89% voted yes. This week we're asking, are the services of public service vehicle providers satisfactory? Visit our FBC website www.fbc.com.fj to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That's the news for tonight. Join the team again tomorrow. Bye for now.
मेरा चांद मुझे आया है नजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। छाया है नशा मेरे आंखों पर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। रह जाए ना प्यासा मेरा प्यार, मेरे बाहों में भर दे मेरा यार, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। है दोस्तों, मैं हूं जितेन शांडिल। आप रात के बाद हमारे साथ अब रफ्तार प्रोग्राम में 3 से लेकर रात 7 के बीच शामिल हो सकते हैं। मिर्ची FM, इट्स हॉट।